Hi, I'm Kristen from Tiny Footsteps Travel, and I am in Stockholm, Sweden right now, and I'm going to give you a bunch of ideas of things that you can do in Stockholm with kids.
Stockholm is an incredibly beautiful city with a medieval old town, interesting museums and history, an exciting amusement park, and the ability to get around on ferry. I can't wait to show you everything that it has to offer for your whole family. The number one thing to do in Stockholm is to head to Old Town, called Gamla Stan, which means Old Town in Swedish. It's very walkable with winding, narrow streets. It's just so pretty. One of the highlights of Gamla Stan is the Trotzig. There are endless Swedish souvenir shops, restaurants, and fika in and around the whole area.
It's really nice.
I also recommend heading to the Royal Palace for their daily ceremony, but be sure to show up early as it always seems to fill up. It did when we were there. It starts at 12:15.
Their surveillance and command battalions' main responsibility is surveillance of Swedish airspace and
Another fun thing to do in Gamla Stan would be to get family photos at the skinniest street in Stockholm. It's called Martin Trotzig's Grand. It looked a bit crowded with a lineup when we were there, so we skipped it this time, but hopefully we'll be back next time. The Katarina elevator is a really good place to get panoramic views of Stockholm. It also doesn't get crowded, it's free to use, there's a restaurant at the top, and we actually stumbled upon it completely by accident. So you can use it to get up to a different part of Stockholm or to get down. It was a really great thing that we're glad we saw.
This walk along the water is really nice after you come down from the elevator, and you have a view of the water, lots of boats, and Tivoli.
One island in Stockholm you'll likely become very familiar with is the Djurgården Island because it has several really good museums that you'll probably want to see, and also the highlight for kids in Stockholm, undoubtedly Gröna Lund, also known as Tivoli. So this could vary depending on where you're staying in Stockholm, but the easiest way I found to get over to Djurgården is to take the ferry. There's one that leaves just outside of Gamla Stan, and you simply tap your credit card and you can hop right on.
Djurgården Island, where Tivoli is, the Viking Museum, the Vasa Ship, and all of that. The easiest way to do it is to come right over here to the metro. Or, sorry, not the metro. You walk here from the metro. This is a ferry station. Listen. Simply scan your credit card here at one of these stations. You walk in, line up, and the ferry leaves pretty frequently, actually, maybe every 10 minutes or so. That's the easiest way from where we were staying, at least, to get over to Djurgården.
Gröna Lund has a mix of low thrill and high thrill rides and a whole area just for smaller kids. It's very well run, and we all genuinely had a really good time here. We were between the ages of 4 and 65, and it was fun for everybody.
Is there birds in here?
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Vad sa du nu?
Vad sa jag nu? Du sa kärlek.
It would be a crime if I didn't tell you about Skansen. Skansen is the first open-air museum in the world. There's a zoo, a playground, and so much for kids to do. Open-air museums are very big in Sweden, and this is the largest one in the country. And it's also on Djurgården Island. So I definitely recommend making your way there one of the days.
Look! Look over there, Mama.
Yeah. Look at the animals. Are they cute?
Both Skansen and Tivoli could probably take a full day, especially Tivoli, also depending on ages and interests and everything, but we spent a full day at each. If you're looking for other things to do on Djurgården, there's 2 other things that I would definitely recommend. One is the Vasa Ship. It sank in the 1600s in the Stockholm harbor, and it was underwater for 300 years, and it's now been pulled up. And our daughter, our youngest daughter, 4 years old, talked about it quite a bit after we came home. So I would definitely recommend going and seeing it. It's very unique. And also give yourself, quite a bit of time at the Vasa Museum. I think we were there for 2 hours because there are several floors. You can see the ship from all kinds of different angles, take pictures, and they have a whole museum dedicated to the ship, the story about the ship, why it sank. There are movies. It's quite interesting, and we are really glad that we went. And the other thing that I would go see on Djurgården Island is the Viking Museum, especially if you have kids who are maybe school age, to learn about Vikings and who they really were and how they lived. It was very interesting, and there was also a ride that took you through a whole series of stories of Vikings, so that was really fun as well.
With me, Ranfried, and my husband Harold. It's all about brutality and death, but also about love. For our daughter Sigrid.
This is how I would recommend structuring a trip to Stockholm with kids. Take a day to explore Gamla Stan, just walking around. The next day from Gamla Stan at the station I showed you, take the ferry over and go to Gröna Lund, and that's a full day. If you want to go to Skansen, budget a full day for that. You could spend less, but just budget a full day to be safe. And then the other things on Djurgården Island, like the Vasa Ship, Unibakken Children's Museum, which is not shown, sadly, the Viking Museum, plus there's more things to see. Take another day for those things as well. So the total number of days in Stockholm with kids, I would say around 4 days. And that is exactly what we did on this trip. We did 5 nights and 4 full days. So I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you have a great time in Stockholm.